Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Maizura, and before I start my presentation, let me first introduce my team members. My team members consist of Dr. Aini Andria Shirin from Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi Malaysia, Ms. Fatinah from UITM, and Mr. Megat Syarqawi from Sony EMCS Sendirian Bahrn. The title of our research is Exploring Semantic Barriers at the Workplace. Background of the study. As we know, effective communication is very important at the workplace. Having an effective communication can help to boost production. Besides that, it helps in assuring the smooth running of a company or workplace. However, not having an effective communication among your workmates could lead to several detrimental effects. Next, looking at the objectives of the study, there are two objectives to the study. They are to investigate the denotative barriers in verbal communication at the workplace and to investigate the connotative barriers in non-verbal communication at the workplace. As for the research questions, as you can see, firstly, in what ways do verbal communication become denotative barriers at the workplace? And in what ways do non-verbal communication become connotative barriers at the workplace? Let's have a look at the literature review. Now, let's have a look at the literature review. According to Hussein, Osman, Gabar, and Aziz 2018, poor communication could lead to project failure. Eisenberg 2010 also highlighted that some communication barriers can be seen clearly at the workplace, and there are several reasons behind it. According to Lunenburg 2010, denotative barriers can be defined as misunderstanding of meaning of words due to distorted barriers of communication. Yusuf and Rahmat 2020 further highlighted that having verbal communication sometimes can be a hindrance when the people do not have same agreement on the meaning of words. Therefore, it could be seen here having the same agreement on the meaning of words is essential. Lunenburg 2010 also highlighted on the definition of connotative barriers, whereby it is the differences in the meanings of a defined word. Yusuf and Rahmat 2020 highlighted that cultural differences could be the reason on why there is a differences in understanding. Looking at the methodology, this study has used the quantitative research design. According to Creswell 2014, quantitative approach is an organized way of data collection and data analysis where it could be used to investigate the relationship between variables. As for the data collection, a survey questionnaire was used. As you can see, there are altogether three different sections. Section A, the demographic profile, Section B on the denotative barriers through verbal communication, and Section C, the connotative barriers through non-verbal communication. All the surveys, all the questionnaires were actually distributed via WhatsApp. There were altogether 56 respondents who responded to our survey, and they are all working individuals. As for data analysis, we used SPSS, and the 12 items were analyzed, based on the denotative barriers through verbal communication and connotative barriers through non-verbal communication. Let's have a look at the findings. Figure 2 highlights on the mean score for denotative barriers to verbal communication. As you can see, there is a 3.6 score over here, whereby the respondents highlighted that they understood the reasons on why foreign employees preferred to be direct when talking. Next, a 2.5 score could be seen here, whereby the respondents highlighted that they have problems in understanding the foreign accent. And last but not least, a 2.1 score is seen here, whereby the respondents highlighted that they find it inappropriate for the foreign employees to be direct when communicating. Moving on to figure 3, which is on the mean score of connotative barriers. As you can see here, the highest score is 4.2, whereby the respondents highlighted that they understood the gestures used in communication. The second highest over here is 4.1, whereby the respondents mentioned that they understood the communication through the speaker's tone. And last but not least, which is the lowest, whereby the respondents highlighted that they analyzed the facial expression of their local and foreign colleagues in order to clarify meaning and understanding. Therefore, based on the findings, it can be concluded that using positive and polite words when communicating could reduce denotative barriers. Nonverbal signals like tone and gestures help in understanding the speaker's message. Management and staff of any organizations should look into the factors or barriers that could hinder in the communication process. And also, it is important to ensure a positive and harmonious environment, which could also yield productivity. Future research to conduct a study that could look into communication barriers that occur in different types of organizations is very much welcomed. Besides that, researchers are also encouraged to conduct interviews with the participants instead of just using a survey questionnaire. As you can see before I end, findings in this pilot study revealed that even the denotative meanings of words can be effectively communicated using proper verbal communication strategies. In addition to that, speakers are able to communicate effectively when connotative barriers such as body language are used appropriately. With that, I thank you.